Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Jazzy RN. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. The goal of my channel is to help nurses pivot from the bedside to remote work. Before I get into all these jobs I have available for you, I first want to mention out there are 3 links in the description box below. The first link is a list of over 90 companies that hires nurses to work remotely. The majority of these companies hire nurses to work in the United States for US companies. And there are some companies here who are hiring nurses for Australia, Canada, the Philippines, and more. The second link is a list of items you can buy to work remotely. Let's say a desk chair, the desk mats for your floor and carpeting, the memory foam seat cushion. I have every single one of these items except for just one, this laptop stand with swivel. Now, if you do decide to buy any of these items, it will be a small commission for me, but no additional charge to you. And the last link is the resume tips link. And this was my favorite. So on the left-hand side, you'll see you should add platforms to your resume to make your resume more tech savvy. So Epic, Microsoft Office, Cerner Pro Touch. Also write your resume with this in mind, what you did, why it's important, and how it relates to the job that you want. So anything that you do at the bedside, like I would say administering medications, let's say starting IVs, giving blood, this is not something you'll do remotely from home. So you don't want to include that on your resume. Just include whatever information is relevant to what you will be doing remotely from home. And here's an example here. I have more examples to show you as well. On the right-hand side is a template of how your resume should look. Now, I've seen some resumes, some people sent me resumes on LinkedIn, and they'll have 2 columns. You just want one column from top to bottom, your name, your city and state. You don't need your entire address, that's not needed. Your email address, make sure it's professional, and then your phone number, as well as the education at the very top. You want to include your very first job to present, month to year and present. Make sure your current job is in present tense and all your previous jobs are in past tense. And make sure the very last bullet point is your platforms used. That's to promote and market your tech savviness. Next, this is basically an example of a bedside nurse versus insurance nurse. And you can read this at your leisure. The next part is examples. These are more examples of what you could put on your resume to make your resume more marketable to what you're going to do next. This is more geared towards utilization review, but you can just Google or use ChatGPT or Perplexity AI to get you more ideas of what you should put on your resume instead of this. And here's the first part examples, and here are the second part examples. And then make sure if you are so fortunate enough to get an interview that you can be mentally prepared to provide real world examples of what you put on your resume. And last but not least, I am not being paid to promote Interqual or MCG, but I do suggest if you are planning to either work in clinical review, utilization management, utilization review, appeals, I would suggest you to maybe select either Interqual or MCG to get certification. This will not guarantee the job, but it will help make your resume look more marketable. So the first job is with Wellbox. They're looking for an LPN Nurse Care Coordinator. This job is full-time. The pay is $22 per hour. I always go straight to the qualifications. Even if you don't meet every qualification, and I'm meaning the preferred qualification, you should still apply. So you must be an LPN or LBN with an active and clear license in the state of residence. Compact license is required if it's available if you're in a compact state. You must live in the United States. You must have at least 2 years of clinical experience in care coordination or care management. Health coaching and motivational interviewing is a plus. Now, this is a plus. This is not required. Hands-on experience and comfort with electronic medical records, and experience using Microsoft Office products such as Teams, Outlook, and Excel. Conduit Health Partners is hiring an RN transfer center specialist. Conduit Health Partners, this job is full-time. You must be an RN for this job. Active multi-state or compact RN license is required. A associate's degree in nursing is required. Bachelor's degree is preferred. They require 1 year or more of acute care experience. 3 years of acute care experience is preferred, and healthcare contact center is preferred. Epic and Genesis, if you have any experience, make sure that it's on your resume. And you must have a designated workspace with a locked door per HIPAA regulations. And you're encouraged to identify a secondary work location, meeting HIPAA regulations in case of power outages. And for your internet requirements, they want a download speed of 100 megabits per second and upload speeds of 20 megabits per second. Vanderbilt Health is hiring an RN Discharge Follow-Up Coordinator. This is remote in Nashville, Tennessee. This is the Vanderbilt Psychiatric Hospital. This job is full-time. They require RN license for Tennessee or compact license, 1 year of RN experience, and a graduate of an accredited program. Sarah Cannon Research Institute is hiring a clinical screener. This job is full-time. You must have a BSN in nursing or licensed RN, 3+ years experience as a research nurse, preferably within clinical research, experience in clinical trials required, and must be able to read a protocol and match patients with a protocol. Berkley is hiring a California workers' compensation telephonic nurse case manager. This job is full-time. You must have 2 years experience in workers' compensation insurance and medical case management preferred. At least 4 years medical, surgical, clinical experience required. Exhibit strong communication skills, professionalism, flexibility, and adaptability. If it is a plus if you are fluent in oral and written fluency in both English and Spanish. And they strongly prefer a RN California license as well as a CCM is preferred and a BSN. BSN is preferred. The salary is $75,000 to $88,000 per year. MES Solutions is hiring a clinical quality assurance coordinator RN. This pay is $30 to $31.25 per hour. This job is full-time. You will have flexible hours, so you'll work the weekdays, but you'll have 3 days you'll work from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And one day you'll work 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. And then another day you'll work 12 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. This will be all Eastern time. Also, this job, they do accept LPNs, LVNs, RNs, may be required based on business needs. And here are additional qualifications. You must have at least a minimum of 40 words per minute typing speed, full understanding of HIPAA regulations and compliance, able to operate a general computer, fax, copier, scanner, or telephone, knowledgeable of Microsoft Word, Outlook, Excel, and the internet, exceptional communication skills. North Memorial Health is hiring an RN Care Access Triage. They require 3+ years nursing experience in a hospital, acute care, or clinic setting is required. Experience with Epic electronic health record preferred. Must live in Minnesota or Wisconsin to be considered for this role. At least 40 words per minute typing speed. You're skilled in Microsoft Word, Excel, Outlook, email, or similar email software. High-speed internet is required. Knowledge, I'm going to skip some of these bullet points. Knowledge of nursing theory and practice. Knowledge of patient evaluation and triage procedures. They require a current licensure as an RN in the state of Minnesota. Emory Healthcare is hiring for an LPN Telehealth Nursing. This is a full-time role. The hourly salary starts at $26.60 and goes up to $31.62. You must have a compact multi-state license required for this role. They require a valid, active, unencumbered LPN license approved by the Georgia Board of Nursing. Active compact multi-state license required within 60 days of hire, and a BLS. There are additional requirements for this job. You can read this at your leisure. The next job is Utilization Review Specialist RN. This job is full-time. The hourly salary is $47.40 to $54.95. And you will have to work every other weekend requirement. They require a associate's degree in nursing, experience of at least 5 years of recent acute hospital experience, or at least 2 years previous utilization review experience. Must have a valid, active, unencumbered RN license approved by the Georgia Licensing Board. Must meet all quality and productivity expectations and successfully complete yearly competencies. Molina Healthcare is hiring a health services auditor RN, and they're hiring for multiple states. You can go to the description box below and find a link to all of these jobs. They require 2 years of healthcare experience, 1 year experience in utilization management, care management, and or managed care, or equivalent combination of relevant education and experience. Must be an RN, active and restricted in place in state of practice, strong attention to detail and organizational skills, strong analytical and problem solving skills, ability to work in a cross functional professional environment, ability to work on a team independently, excellent verbal and written communication skills, Microsoft Office Suite or applicable software, programs proficiency. The hourly rate for this job is $33.40 to $67.97 per year. Emergent Holdings is hiring a case manager RN. You must have a diploma or associate's degree in nursing, a BSN or related fields preferred, a certified in case management certification is preferred, a chronic care professional certification is preferred, as well as a certified diabetes educator specialist or certified diabetes care and education specialist preferred. They want you to have 2 to 4 years of related clinical experience. This is required. 1 to 3 years of case management experience required, managed care experience in Medicare case management preferred, experience in medical surgical preventative care, chronic condition education, home care, critical care, and public health preferred, and nursing experience in clinical, acute, or post-acute care and community setting is required. Must have basic computer knowledge, typing ability, and proficiency in Microsoft Office products. Verse Medical is hiring a clinical documentation review nurse. This job is full-time. You must have an active RN license. A BSN is preferred but not required. 2 or more years of clinical experience or prior authorization review or documentation review experience. Extremely strong attention to detail, fast learning rate of new concepts, ability to follow structured workflows and apply rules consistently, comfort working in a high throughput, metrics-driven environment, strong written communication skills, DME, Medicare regulations, or surgical dressing and reviews preferred but not required, and salary for this job is $70,000 to $90,000 base salary.